5 years after the divorce, the CEO received an email from his ex-wife. To his surprise, it contained a full 100,000 yuan in cash. He recalled how, when they divorced, she had no assets and only borrowed 100,000 yuan from him as living expenses. She had promised to pay it back. The CEO now felt he must have misunderstood her back then. Just as he hurried out to find her, a pair of twins ran up and hugged him, calling him dad repeatedly. Looking at the children who resembled his own childhood so much, he carefully asked their names. To his shock, they shared his ex-wife's last name. So, the CEO eagerly followed the children back home. When he knocked on the door, a familiar voice came from inside. It turned out their marriage was just a business arrangement. On the day they registered their marriage, the CEO warned her that they would divorce in 3 years. However, during their time together, she had truly fallen in love with him, but the CEO always saw her as a vain housekeeper. No matter how well she did, he grew tired of her. Until one day, the pregnant woman felt unwell, but the CEO, citing his busy schedule, dismissed her to go to the hospital alone with an annoyed expression. Unexpectedly, she had a car accident on the way. In the heavy rain, helpless, she called the CEO 10 times, but he never answered. It wasn't until she saw entertainment news on a big screen that she realized the CEO had gone to the airport to pick up his old flame, and the old flame even called to taunt her, saying the CEO was in the shower and had no time to help her. Heartbroken, the woman decided to divorce him. The next day, after spending the night with his old flame, the CEO returned home. As usual, he handed his suit to his wife, but the familiar figure was no longer there. He ordered her to come out, but his assistant handed him the divorce papers instead. When he found out that his ex-wife hadn't received any compensation, but only borrowed 100,000 yuan for the children, he finally realized he had misunderstood her all along. But when he hurriedly called her, the number was no longer in service. 4 years passed. The woman raised their 2 children alone overseas. When she arrived at the airport, she went to the CEO's company with the 100,000 yuan. She had a lingering feeling of love for him, but to her surprise, her first love appeared at the company, and seeing the receptionist bowing to him, it seemed their relationship had already progressed to marriage. So, after returning the money, the woman walked away in disappointment. However, she didn't know, since she divorced and left the country, the CEO had been keeping his distance from his first love. He had discovered that on the night she left, his first love had drugged him and used his phone to call his wife. Realizing all of this, the CEO decided to get back the woman he had lost.